We're going to go run the biggest rapids in the world on the Congo River.
For me, it's stupid to go there.
It will be insanity.
The lesson that we learned today is not to fuck with these rapids.
My name's Steve Fisher and I'm the director of Congo, the Grand Inga Project, a documentary about an expedition that we did on the Inga Rapids of the Congo River. These are the world's biggest rapids. We're here today to talk about the Mitra 3D Pro, a microphone that was hugely instrumental to capturing good audio while on the trip. The main reason we chose to use this mic is because we're quite a small team, real run and gun operation, obviously budgetary constraints as well, and we needed to be able to bring home good audio but without having to expand the team and bring a bunch of extra equipment. So going into the DRC to shoot, aside from the actual expedition itself, just the shooting there is something that has a certain element of risk and certainly a huge element of difficulty, largely because it's not only illegal in most places to shoot, but hugely frowned upon, even where it is legal. So we had to intentionally travel very light with a very small crew. We used DSLRs mainly because we could have the appearance of shooting photos rather than film. Then we wanted to capture good sound, but we couldn't have a sound guy wandering around with a huge boom mic or whatever. So we were able to just connect the 3D Mic Pro to the camera. Okay, it looks a bit strange, but it doesn't look like a huge professional operation. Yet you're pulling professional quality audio. The way we use this mic is we use the lapel and the 3D Mic Pro. You're able to capture 4-channel audio with something like a H4n or similar, and you're able to, after the fact, basically pull your lapel mic audio up or your ambient noise down as you please and really sort of capture the place. What I needed for this particular expedition was for camera people to be able to pull out the camera and sound gear within minutes and get a shot. One of our cinematographers, Dan Campbell, one of the things that impressed me was a scene would be unfolding in the Congo where things happen pretty quickly and you're certainly not setting up any shots. And I would turn back to say, hey, we should be shooting this, and he would be standing there rolling. While he's rolling, he'd be pulling high-end audio. He would have the Mitra attached to the top of the camera, he'd have the camera around his neck, and it would be handheld capturing what's going on. So to know that straight away you're getting a good image and you're getting great sound, really all that's left is the smell of the place, and maybe one day we'll figure out a plan for that. But so far I'd say that this is about the best you can do for a run and gun environment or budget, if you like. Streets of Kinshasa, we did interviews right in the street so that we could actually see and hear what was going on around us. The same thing, one of the expedition members, Pete Meredith, we did an interview on a raft with him. And it was really nice to hear the sound of the river as he floats down and does his interview. So we intentionally shoot that interview wide so that we can see what we're hearing. And I think it really brings the viewer in, it immerses them in the scene much more than, you know, some of the more traditional ways to go. For this trip, an all-important part was the use of a helicopter. That's a luxury we don't often get to enjoy, but we got to on this trip, and it was very important for actually pulling off the expedition itself, and then obviously created a great filming platform as well. If you're going to show a helicopter, you may as well get the sound of it, and I don't know if all of you have ever ridden in a helicopter, but to me, one of the best parts of a helicopter ride is the sound of the startup, the power of the engine firing up, and the sound of the rotors chopping through the air. I'm quite sure that the sound of a helicopter should be made into an alarm clock, because it's much better than coffee in the morning in terms of getting you fired up. Once we combine the sounds of the helicopter with the sounds of the river, you're really starting to bring people into the scene. There's one point, we're coming around an island called Hippo Island, and we're cutting between helicopter shots of the helicopter, the paddlers in the water, and then wide scenes of the river. And to be able to cut and get those real ambient sounds in there just gives the film so much more power. When we sit in a theater and listen to it on a high-end system, it's just mind-blowing the emotion that sound kind of evokes in those scenes. And as a matter of fact, one of the things I tried to do is hold back the Mitra audio for a lot of scenes, so that I was able to bring it in for the more powerful stuff, because it has such a power to create an emotional moment in the film that you can't just be on all the time. So we would intentionally pull it back and save it for the best moments. And it was just an easy tool for pushing those moments forward. It's almost like the audio is too good. It almost sounds better than it really sounded. And that's a pretty good problem to have.